With each passing year, the bundles within Call of Duty are getting more and more expensive, and many players wonder who the hell is buying this stuff. Bundles with a few blueprints and a keychain are costing people $20, and it seems they have no issue spending their gas money on a video game. It's not just because they have expendable income or lack of willpower to refuse these oh so enticing and valuable bundles. It's because Activision is literally brainwashing players into buying these cosmetics, and I'm going to show you how they're doing this and why it's so effective amongst players today. While players are unanimously unified in their opposition of pay-to-win items, Activision instead focus on transactions based around purely cosmetics, adding no increased value of the weapon beyond the unique camo of the gun, or so they say. Bear with me while we piece this all together to come to our conclusion because it's much deeper than just skill-based matchmaking. Thanks to records showing that Activision is in possession of this patent, we can see some of the in-game factors they are able to modify and even breaks it down in brackets of skill levels. These modifications are some like accuracy of yourself as well as the accuracy of enemy players. Some of the potential modifications don't relate to Call of Duty, but this is an umbrella of a patent with a lot of possibilities underneath it. So when we know what they're able to adjust, and while many people have posted their proof to the existence of damage-based matchmaking, we can now start getting into the brainwashing piece. It's nothing new that Infinity Ward shoves the store and bundles right down our mouths because it works. People spend more money in the game than they do on the game itself. This is all shown to be effective because of this patent right here, where it shows us how in-depth matchmaking really is in terms of who they pair us up against and why. This figure breaks down how the objective of matchmaking is to pair a less skilled player without the blueprint against a better rated player who does have that blueprint. You following? They do this in hopes that after the game, the player without will then purchase it since they've seen it used so well the game beforehand. They're playing into the player's desire to be better and their desire to be like the players they watch and even look up to. It doesn't stop after that player makes the purchase though. It's like watching The Ring. Now you can't escape it. You have a few matches after you purchase that cosmetic where they can put you in easier lobbies, making the game feel more rewarding to you, like spending that money paid off. It's actually a brilliant scheme when you think about it, but it's also very manipulative and very conniving.
Perhaps the best thing I've seen in the last 6 months. If you have 60 seconds, I'd like to share the idea with you. You got a minute?
Now that we know what they can adjust in-game and for what purpose, we can actually take it one step further. When dishing out these bundles, Activision has an idea of who they are marketing that product towards. That's just basic business. Know your audience. If I have to speculate, which I am currently, I would assume that their most profitable target audiences are a younger fan base using their parents' card or using gift cards from Christmas. That's not a diss, that's not malicious, just a guess. And then the other would be late teens to younger adults. Those two same target audiences are also the main population of this game. That's incredibly relevant because these subsets of people tend to have more expendable income. That 13-year-old doesn't care about the skin being $17 because they aren't paying for it. That money is expendable to them. They don't care about the cost because they don't feel the brunt. On the other hand, young adults are playing the game, don't have their own family to support, are working a shit ton, and have expendable income. I understand everyone's financial and personal situations differ drastically person to person. This is again just a broad assumption based off of my own experience. When I was 17, I was making my own money and working as many hours as I could because I just liked having exposable income. How it all comes together is because Activision knows their target audience. They know who is purchasing the bundles, and they know exactly how these players are. They want to be better. They want to be like their favorite players, and they know they have the money to spend. So they put these players in lobbies where they get wrecked by a new gun, they get out the match, and see the blueprint for it. It's pretty cool looking, and maybe it's actually on a weapon you really like. You buy that cosmetic, and then you see immediate success, but not because you're overall better, but because your lobbies are easier. Fooling you, tricking you, brainwashing you into thinking this thing slaps. Dang, this tag's built different. And by the time that serotonin high wears off, you're looking for the next gun to buy. You know the camo doesn't make the gun better. You know the skins have no effect on the characteristics. But even with knowing that, many people are unaware of this hidden system, so they just think, if it's not the gun, I guess it's just me. Activision wants to trap you in this cycle, and for a lot of people, it works. Activision's schemes all come together piece by piece to make this well-oiled machine of addiction and temptation. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this, and your comments and feedback are always welcome. If you watched this far, I just ask that you drop a like to help the video, and consider subscribing to keep up with the channel. If you decide to subscribe, comment below so I can personally thank you for supporting me. I'm Scotty for Perez, and I'll see you next time. Deuces.